Hi guys, good evening. I hope I'm audible. Okay, let's start. Welcome to the webinar. First of all, I would like to thank you all for joining us for the today's webinar. So my name is Rishika Omar and I'm going to take few minutes of your time to explain you the ground rules and give you a quick introduction about our company and who we are. Just a moment. I think my screen has got freezed. Just give me a second. Yeah. So we have set certain ground rules for the webinar. You all are on mute mode and you will be unmuted at the end of the session for the question answer round. During the session, if you have any query, you can type your question in the chat window and our technical team will respond you as soon as possible. This webinar will be recorded and we'll be sharing the recording with you all for future reference. We'll providing you the YouTube link of our channel, and you can subscribe to our channel and access the recording from our YouTube channel. So we have quite a few recordings uploaded on our YouTube channel of our previous webinars. You can access those recordings as well from our YouTube channel. So we'll be sharing those links of our LinkedIn channel and the YouTube channel and the Telegram channel over the chat window in couple of minutes. Coming to the next slide, now to give you a quick introduction about our company, we are globally recognized and the most trusted DevOps certification provider. We design DevOps certification program and award accredited certificates. Basically, our concept is to provide experiential DevOps learning for IT engineers and other IT professionals. Apart from this, we also provide career counseling, mentoring, and training to fresh graduates and postgraduates from different universities across the globe. You all can visit our website to get more information about the same, because I'll not take much of your time on the introduction part of it. We'll start quickly the agenda of the webinar. So this slide is going to be for the slide people who are interested to join the course and who wants to avail the offer. We are providing you instant webinar discount of 10% for the webinar joinees. So this discount coupon is valid for this discount code and link is valid for the webinar day, and it is valid till tomorrow. So those who wants to apply for our course can visit the link. This link has been provided to you on the chat window, and we are providing the coupon link also on the chat window. So you can visit that link and you can, apply that coupon code and avail the 10% instant discount on the already discounted course fees, which is only for the webinar joinees. And that is valid till tomorrow. So our next batch is going to start from 25th of November. We are going, starting couple of batches in the next few months. This batch is going to start from 25th of November. So this is the coupon code, which I'm going to give you on the chat window. So yeah. So next, I would like to give a quick introduction about a trainer that Akshiv is having a real-time industry experience and having a very rich experience of more than 10 years and in this technology. So without any further ado, I would like to hand it over to Akshiv to take this further. Akshiv, over to you for the agenda. You can share your screen and take it forward.
Sure, Rishika. Thank you. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, yes.
Okay, just a moment.
Meanwhile, I'll share this over the chat window so that everybody can.
Sure. Okay, is my screen visible? Very good.
Yes, it is. It is.
So thank you for that introduction, Rishika. Welcome you all. Thank you for this Sunday weekend time. Yes, we are
Yeah.
going to take a 1 hour of your time, and I'm pretty much sure this is going to value so much when it comes to your career wise. I know there are people from different backgrounds here. There may be few candidates from same background DevOps also. but this webinar it's going to be completely from very basics. Like we are trying to understand about DevOps. So when we are trying to talk about DevOps, first of all, we need to understand what is DevOps, and if I'm going to learn this, how it is going to support me in my career. So this is not going to be something related to our college projects or something like that. This is completely related to our real time work experienced or work related support. So when comes to our DevOps, we need to understand what is DevOps. So I'm not going to share this kind of PPTs. Instead, I'll just share another screen. I'd like to like write things on my board. It will be interesting from my point of view. Just give me one moment. I'll share that. And I hope my board is visible now.
Yes,
Vanshika?
Ashish,
Huh?
it is.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So instead of showing that PPT, let me just write or draw something to make it interesting. So we were here to talk something about DevOps. So what is this DevOps and why companies are actually looking someone from the same experience or companies are looking how it is going to be advantageous for them. So when comes to DevOps, as we all know, currently IT industries are growing like something, and we do have a lot of technologies coming back to back. When comes to DevOps, we all are using a lot of application that can be your mobile application or it comes to your computer, net related web applications, anything it can be. All these applications, they got their competitors. First of all, we need to understand about our competitors. So why I'm talking here about competitors means, to be very frank, ideas are very, very rare here. For example, I'm trying to create here with some kind of company, just like WhatsApp. Okay. Think that we don't have any WhatsApp. This is my fresh idea. I'm trying to bring an application so that people can chat. And I know within 1 year of duration, there are a lot of competitors who are going to copy my idea and they are going to come up with their applications. So it's not just bringing up our application, but at the same time, we need to do a lot of frequent updates, frequent changes. So what changes I'm talking about means I'll take the same WhatsApp. As I already said, WhatsApp they brought up for chatting purpose. But if you're going to see WhatsApp right now, you can use WhatsApp for multiple other purpose also. For example, you can make video calls, voice calls. You can share your documents, photos, videos. You can upload your DP, status, blah, 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 blah. So why companies are trying to update with a lot of features means because I need to sustain in the market. Even though I'm the first one to discover this idea, customers are not going to stay with me if I'm going to hold on with that same one format. Customers are going to get bored. So I need to make them engaged and entertained. Now I talked about customers' point of view. Let's think about company side. Okay. So when comes to company side for developing your application, there is a lot of environments or teams. It's not like a 1 day process. You tell me your idea. Tomorrow I'm going to give you with an application. That's not at all possible. So what's going to happen means we are going to do a lot of process on the background. For example, we are going to start with planning how we are going to execute this requirement or this idea. And after this, we need to analyze. So how we can execute, what are all the things that is needed, and through analyze, next we can proceed with design. You can come up with some kind of outline or some kind of a mapping so that others will be aware of things, whatever that's going to happen. So after this design, we are going to develop the code, and then this is going to be testing. Then we are going to jump with a deployment. There comes my maintenance. Please bear with my handwriting. I'm not expert in my with good handwriting and all. Bear with that. So you can see here, I just listed a number of phases. Okay, these are all the process we are going to involve when it comes to our application or software development. And when it comes to this each and every phases, we are going to hold a lot of team members for work on the background. And it's really very hard in order to get engaged or to get communicated with each and every team. So when it comes to our planning team, first of all, we need to inform like this is our idea and this is how we are trying to execute. So how we are going to share the details? Think in a normal way. Let's consider we got 100 members working in order to bring this application. Okay, certain some 20 members related to coding team, I mean the development team. There is another 20 members who are going to take care of this testing. And there are another 30 members with operations, another 20 members with maintenance. So what's going to happen means we are going to have a continuous connection with all the teams. Now think if I'm not going to have a proper communication, there are a lot of chances we are going to miss one or two. And what if you're going to miss means that's directly going to affect our project or our application? What if something is going to get miscommunicated? Yesterday we came up with a plan. Only two teams are aware of it. Let's consider there are these two teams we have informed, but we haven't communicated with these teams. So they are not sure what needs to be done and they are going to follow the same protocol which we earlier discussed. So this seems to be a lot of drawback. Okay, I'm talking about before DevOps, not about DevOps, before DevOps. So there was a lot of drawback that was happening in between teams. There was no proper communication. And if there is no proper communication, we have a lot of chances so that we are going to get conflicted with each and every team. And the most highly conflicted team, for your information, that's going to be development team and operations team. So development team, where people who are going to write the code and they are going to test the code. When it comes to operations, the maintenance and the deployment team. Now see, there is no connections at all between these two teams. Development team, they have written some kind of code, ABC. And now this code needs to be deployed and it needs to be taken care by operations team. When they are trying to do that deployment process, there is an error message, some kind of error happening on the back. Now, if this is going to happen in our companies, what we'll do now, we'll tell, hey, I'm using your same code here. The code is not working. Looks like the code is a problem. Okay, I want you to check with the code. So I'm going to blame this development team. Something wrong with the code. And development team, they are going to agree that no, my code is fine. It seems to be working good in my side. So I think your side, some kind of issues happen. You need to check on your area. So like this, we are going to have a lot of communication problem, and this communication is going to make our project delay. This is an important term which we need to remember. If my project is going to get delayed means my client are not actually happy. Why my client are happy? Let's consider I'm your client. I paid you certain amount. You promised me that you're going to deliver this project within 1 year or 2 year of the duration. Now it's almost a year. I'm asking for the status. I'm asking for my application. And you guys are telling me it's half the way. We haven't completed. So these things are pending. So as a client, I'm not at all happy because you delayed my project and I'm just paying you guys for such a long time with the no proper communications. And obviously in future, I'm not going to come to you. Let me go to some of the other companies. So as a company, this is going to affect their reputation and they are going to lose their client, business, money, everything. That is where we got our DevOps. Most of the people, they'll tell DevOps is kind of a designation. Yes, you can see a lot of recruitment for Naukri or LinkedIn looking for DevOps engineers with a lot of tools background, and there is specifications. But DevOps is not only about engineering. Okay, DevOps is not only about designation. DevOps is actually everything. For example, DevOps is not, I'm not telling it's not only a title. DevOps is not going to be a separate team. DevOps is not a specific tool. DevOps is not only a culture. DevOps is not only about automation, because whenever I was asking questions about DevOps, they'll tell DevOps doing automation. Yes, DevOps helps us for automation, but don't think that DevOps is going to do only automation. So DevOps is all together. And that is why when you are going to look for DevOps periodic table, okay, I think we have come across with the chemistry periodic table. I'm not very good with science here. Okay. So when it comes to our chemistry periodic table, you have gone through with a lot of that combinations, hydrogen with that specific code or numbers. Same like this for DevOps also, we do have periodic table. Let me share that periodic table here. Just a minute. And there you can see the periodic table of DevOps. This is something which I want to show you on. So when it comes to this periodic table, you can see different colors on the top. Like each and every color represents a unique job nature. For example, you are related to deployment. This tools is going to help you. And if you are going to check for these tools, here are the list of tools. So it's not single tool. There are multiple tools for you. And if you are looking for some kind of configuration automation, here are the configuration automation tools, popular tools. So for each and every activity, you can see here a bunch of tools and all this related to DevOps. That's what I'm telling. DevOps is not about single tool or single job nature. DevOps is everything. You can see here DevOps, they added AI ML very frequently. It's a recent table which I'm showing you. If you are going to check the table below before 2022, you cannot see this AI ML activity or this security activity. But currently we got this tools has been added within our market because when the requirement changes, obviously tools also going to keep on getting upgraded. And as a DevOps engineer, this gives me a lot of chances to jump from one team to another team. Because I used to get a lot of questions. What if DevOps is going to go out of the market? How can I survive? What I can do? So DevOps is not one single thing. If you are going to do something related only to your coding, DevOps has coding, but it's not only about coding. DevOps include cloud, DevOps includes AI, DevOps includes security. And that is how in our project also, in our syllabus also, you can see there are number of tools we have included, each and every tool represented with all these criterias. For example, we have their Ansible, and we got their Terraform, we got Docker, Jenkins, GitHub. So each and every tool, they are going to perform different activities and not the same activities. So there are a lot of chances we are going to survive in the market one or the other way. Let me jump back to my screen now. Okay, here I am. So when it comes to this area, I already said DevOps is not one single thing. But when DevOps came inside our market, we got a very clear picture that this is going to bring a very good connections in between teams. Like DevOps helps us in order to eradicate silos. So what does actually silos means? Even though I related to one specific project, let's take WhatsApp project. Within WhatsApp project, we have a lot of teams. But what I'll do, I'll work only for my team. I'm not going to connect with other teams. I'm not going to help them. I'm not going to connect with them. End of the day, I'm going to do only my job. So in this place, when DevOps comes into our picture, this eradicated silos. How? Because just now I showed you the periodic table. DevOps got everything there. So you cannot tell that I belong only to the specific team. I'll not learn that other items. I will not help them. If you are not going to help the other team, they are not going to help you when it comes to the project. Very simple. So this helps us in order to eradicate silos. This is the very big benefit when it comes to DevOps. And DevOps, yes, we are going to use it for automation. One of the very, very important or keen point. So why do I need automation? What, I can't do anything manually? We can. Before DevOps, obviously we got agile mechanism and we do have waterfall methodologies. I'll talk about that a bit later now. Okay, obviously we were using a lot of manual methodologies. And if you're going to do things manually, that's going to delay your project. That's all. I'm not telling it's not possible. It is possible. But you are going to delay your project. You are going to make your client to invest a lot of money. And you are going to make or you are going to waste a lot of time here. Manually, I'm telling. If you're feeling, I'm going to make each and every team only for manual jobs, no automation, and that's going to waste all these items. Your money, your time, main thing, delivery delay. I mean the project delay. And that is the main reason we got DevOps into our picture that helps us in order to make automations. Because here I listed a lot of tools like I got Git, I got Jenkins, we have Ansible, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, Prometheus, Grafana, New Relic. There is a lot of tools. Okay, I'm listing here one or the other tools. Each and every tool, they have their own job nature. This tool helps us in order to take care of our code. In other word, we'll call them as version control tool. Jenkins will do continuous integrations. Integrations means very frequently you're updating your code. Now you're changing the features, right? So if you're going to do this step manually, each and every feature needs to be done on every layer, one by one. But if I'm going to have a tool here, the moment you're going to change the code, update the feature, automatically Jenkins is going to do that integrations part. And if there is an error message, obviously we are going to fix it. And next we got here Ansible. Ansible tool helps us for configuration management. So what does configuration management means? If you got here 100 machines, 200 machines, and if you want to do a task on each and every machine one by one means, again, that's going to waste your time. Even a simple task, I'm telling. Your manager is telling, hey, I want you to upload this, download this package or download this software inside our machine. Now, currently, you got 100 machines. There is no any tools. So what we'll do? We'll open each and every machines. Manually, we are going to do that upload job, download job, and 100 times it is going to waste my time. Now, if I'm going to have tools like this Ansible, I'm not going to do this for 100 times. Instead, I'm going to do it only on my master machine, and that's going to be taken care of all the other machines. Saves my time. This is called automating things. And we have there Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, each and every tool. When we are going to move on with our future classes, I'll talk about all these tools. So each and every tool helps us in order to do automating with your codes. And again, when it comes to our software, we do have very different layers. And that's the layer I highlighted on this place. Planning, analysis, design, development, testing, deployment, and maintenance. Now, if you are going to use a DevOps, this bring automatically connections with all these tools. Like it's a collaborative thing. By collaborating each and every environments or the teams, this makes my project to be in updated status, which means we are going to have a very frequent communication, a proper communication. If something went wrong, I'm going to get help from other teams. Even from open source, we have communities. For every tools here I mentioned, you guys have communities. You can talk to that communities, you can share like this is the problem you're facing with your project. So the community members are there to help you. And this makes a DevOps more efficient when it comes to our project. And when we are talking about DevOps, first of all, we need to understand about our SDLC. On other words, we'll call them as software development life cycle. So when we are going to work with our software, obviously we are going to work on with some kind of method. And here we have a lot of methodologies when it comes to SDLC, but I'm going to talk about only the popular three methodology today. Waterfall methodology. This is the first methodology we started when it comes to our SDLC. And next we have agile methodology. Currently, we are running with DevOps model or DevOps methodology. So currently, why we are using DevOps? Why we are not using waterfall or agile? What was the drawback? We need to understand that. When it comes to our waterfall methodology, as I already said, there are a lot of phases like planning, analysis, and you're going to design, develop, test, deploy, maintenance. Now, when you're using waterfall methodology, this is going to work in linear mechanism. So what is a linear mechanism means one by one. And if you are going to work on with one by one, how it is going to affect when it comes to our project. So how this is going to affect means I'm not going to take all these phases. Let me take only the important three phases. How this is going to affect means let's consider first you are going to design. Next you are going to code. You are going to write the code. Next, test. Finally, we are going to deploy our project. Now, what's going to happen in waterfall methodology means you're going to write the code for your entire application. I'm talking here about WhatsApp. Let's take WhatsApp. As I already said, WhatsApp is not doing one single job. WhatsApp is actually doing a lot of jobs. Okay, you can do a lot of items when it comes to WhatsApp other than chatting. Now, when you're using waterfall methodology, let's consider currently you're having 15 features in WhatsApp. Voice call, video call, blah, blah, blah. There are 15 features. So in waterfall, you're going to write code for all these 15 features. Once you have completed your code, then all your code is going to move to testing phase. And once the test got completed, then it will move to deploy phase. Okay, that seems to be good. What's the problem here? The problem is, let's understand for completing all these 15 features, this is going to take somewhere around 4 to 6 months. So till this 4 to 6 months, what your testing team and deploy team is going to do? They don't have job. They are going to sit idle or they'll be given with some small task. So this actually increase the idle time of other teams. And once they have completed this code, the coding team is actually the development team. Once they have completed this, they are moving this to the testing phase. What if testing team is going to get an error message here? Some kind of problem happened. So already my development team, they have spent 4 to 6 months in order to work on with this code. After 6 months, they are moving this to my testing, and testing team was doing testing for 2 months. There was an error. Now this will be moved back to coding team. So this is going to be a keep on process. And I promised my client that within 1 year or 2 year, I'm going to complete your project. If this is how my process is going to be keep on rounding again and again and again, obviously that's going to delay my work. And let's consider, okay, there is no problem at all. If you're feeling like, okay, if there is no problem, then this is a good mechanism. Now, let's take that also. No problem. 4 to 6 months, coding team, they completed. Now it moved to testing. 2 months, the code seems to be working fine, successful. Now they are moving to deploy. Now, when they are trying to do the deploy, it seems to be working. As a client, I need to approve. Okay, finally, your company, the members, they are going to show me the application. I ask her application like WhatsApp. Now you're showing me the application. Client, this is the application. Is it okay for you? We know we humans are very frequent with changes. Okay, I may have told you the background needs to be in a white color or in black color. Now, when you're showing me the output, I'm feeling like, okay, why can't we change the color? I'm not happy with this white color. Can you please change it to black color? Obviously, as a client, you need to satisfy me. And that's why I'm paying for you, my application. Now, if I'm going to give some suggestions or some changes, again from here, it will move back to coding team because they need to rewrite the code, changes. Now, see how this is going to delay my project. So this is a problem when it comes to waterfall. And if you're feeling like no client also happy, you're telling in this way, client also happy. Okay, accepted. Everyone are happy here. Like within 1 year, I completed the project also. Success, super. Now, if I'm going to release it to market, understand this very clearly. I'm releasing it to market. I'm doing this application for customers. Are customers happy? Obviously, we are going to get a lot of feedbacks here. When I'm trying to access this feature, some kind of bug is happening. When I'm trying to open this is taking a long time. Some kind of crashes is happening. Or this can be some kind of suggestions also customers they are going to give. Now we need to implement all the suggestions. If we are not going to implement these things, customers are not happy. End of the day, I'm going to lose my customers. If I'm losing my customers on the other end, it's like I'm losing my business. So if I need to satisfy my customer, I need to work on with the updates. Work on with the updates, come back to the space. And this is the big drawback when comes to waterfall methodology, which means waterfall methodology is a linear process, one by one. This is going to approach on each and every phase. Once you have completed with your planning, then I come to analysis. You're completed, then I come to design. Then I come. So once you are completed with one phase only, it will jump to next phase. If one team is going to delay means that is going to delay everything. So this is a big drawback when it comes to waterfall model. The second model I told here is agile model. Even now we are using agile methodologies. I'm not telling agile is a failure methodology. No, agile actually came up with a very, very big advantage. Okay, so I'll just tell you how agile is going to help us. Agile helps us when it comes to our flexibility. Flexibility, pair with my spelling as well. Okay, this helps us in order to flexible our applications. So how this works on with our flexibility means you can actually split your project into small parts. That is what we'll call them as sprints. In Agile, this is a key word, sprint, which means I'm not going to wait here until the 15 feature is going to get completed. I told my application got 15 features, right? I'm not going to wait until all these are going to get completed. So what I did here, I actually splitted my code into small part. For example, voice call. This is one part. Video call, another part. Sharing documents, one part. Sending photos, another part. It's like I'm breaking my process. So by doing like this actually makes our application to do improvements. For example, one code has been completed. For let's consider sharing document. This code was completed. This code will be immediately tested. They'll check whether the sharing document is working or not. So by doing like this simultaneously, so one member has completed the code and they have completed the code immediately, it just moved to the testing phase. By doing like this simultaneously, this helps me in order to reduce my time. I'm not going to wait for all the 15 features to get completed here. One job over, just give me, I'll test it, I'll approve whether it's working or not. Again, this seems to be perfectly fine when it comes to our application. Now, why DevOps? So what Agile is following means, same picture let me take. Design. Last one is going to be our deploy. In between to this design and deploy, you can code and you can test. Like this is my voice call feature. You have completed voice call, immediately it's tested. Then next, code test, code test. So code test is going to be continuous process. But the one drawback here you can see is the deployment area. For this complete deployment, you need to wait for all the 15 features. Till you're testing your code. Voice call, you have tested, it is working fine. Video call, you have tested, it is working fine. Till you're testing everything separately, it seems to be working fine. But when you're trying to combine all this, and when you're trying to deploy all this together into one single application, there are a lot of chances for errors. Some feature may have some kind of dependencies issues, packages problem. It's not going to communicate with each other. So again, this is going to make my project a little bit delayed. If the deploy is not proper, again, if some kind of issue happening on certain code, again, we need to rework on this code. We need to retest it. So there comes my agile. We do have advantage here. The major advantage is splitting our project into multiple sprints. Saves my time better, like a huge way. And now I got my DevOps, the recent one. DevOps is actually not coming in under traditional SDLC. Okay, this is not a traditional SDLC model, but DevOps helps us in order to integrate in between a dev team and operations team. And that's why we are calling them as DevOps. If you are going to see this DevOps picture, it will be like this. Infinite symbol. This is a icon or this is a logo of DevOps. So here you have dev, and in this place we got ops. So how this is working means there we have plan. Plan will be moved to code. Code will be coming to build. You are going to build and you are going to test it. So all this related to dev. Now, once after you are testing, you are going to release, deploy, operations or operate team. And we have monitoring team or maintenance. And once after this, again, this is going to be jump to the next layer. So how this is going to jump to next layer means, as I told you right now, we are living in very, very competitive society, which means there are a huge companies ready to copy my idea and they are trying to develop their projects, develop their applications. Okay, I'm not even talking about big applications here. Take from simple YouTube channels. Okay, I'm trying to start with a new ideology. Okay, that's a new thing. I'm creating my channel. Within 10 days, if I'm going to open, I can see there are a lot of other YouTubers who have copied my idea. They created their channels. And customers are getting attracted to whom feeling interesting with a lot of new tips or tricks. So it's not about originally who have developed. End of the day, who entertains customers matters. I can give you a very good example. You may have heard of this application, Orkut. Okay, this is like a great grandfather or a father of Facebook. Okay, this is same like Facebook. So in my school days and all, I still remember we'll go to browsing center at that time, no internet connections. So we'll go there, we can chat, just like Facebook. You can connect with anyone. But currently, if you are looking for this Orkut application, I'm so sorry, it's not available in the market. Even though they came up with the idea, Facebook copied, Facebook still sustained in the market, but Orkut lost their market. Why Orkut lost their market means they are not ready to bring up with new ideologies, just like Nokia mobile. Take mobiles. So it's not about application. That's what I'm telling. For your hardware, for your software, anywhere you are going, people are looking for new things. If you're not going to give new things to customers, customers will jump to competitors. And how DevOps is going to help now? This is why it is infinite symbol, which means once I developed an application, it doesn't mean like my job completed there. I need to keep on do some frequent updates on my application. And that's why they are using infinite symbol. So after this monitoring or maintenance, they'll take customers' feedback. Okay, customers are feeling like, okay, why can't in this application you had this feature, time feature? Let's consider my application doesn't have time here, time feature. Now I'm getting a suggestion. If you're going to add this time feature for application, application may feel a bit engaging. Now, what do I need to do? I need to upload or I need to update this time feature inside my application, which means again, the whole process is going to move. So all our applications, this is what we told. It's not one-time job. I developed my application, my job over. Okay, if you're going to leave it, I'm so sorry, forget about customers. This is ongoing process, not only for application, for everything. And that is why DevOps helps us. Why? If I'm going to do this job manually each and every time, as a human, I'm telling, I get frustrated. What every day you want me to do the same task? I'm not ready to do it. So what I'm going to do, instead of asking our teams to do it, I'm going to make tools in order to bring or in order to do the same job. That's why we got there. I showed you the periodic table. Na? There are a lot of tools. Each and every perform their task. So through this way, you can bring your entire software process by focusing on automation, You can collaborate in between teams. So collaboration. Finally, you can continuously do improvements. Why we are using this continuous word means when it comes to our DevOps, we will always tell continuous integration, continuous development or continuous deployment or continuous delivery, continuous monitoring, continuous improvement. So it's continuous. We are not going to stop. We need to keep on do this job. And only by using tools, it's easy for us to do these jobs in a very quicker way. Manual is going to delay my work. For speeding up the process, tools are better always. And if you need to sustain in IT market, and that is what we are telling, if you want to sustain in IT market, we need to learn these tools one or the other way. Because tools means it's not like automatically they are going to work. It's not like a robots we are going to assign. I'm going to create the tools. I'm going to install the tools inside my network. We are going to install, we are going to integrate, we are going to configure. So if you want to do all these things, you need to be an DevOps engineer who know how to handle all these tools and this process. For your kind example, I can tell you a real-time report. Currently, applications, I'm talking about top applications. You can take any applications from WhatsApp, from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. These applications are doing minimum to minimum 100 updates on daily process, I'm telling. Okay, on everyday basis, they are doing 100 updates minimum. So how they are able to do this 100 updates minimum means by automating things, not by doing this as a manual task, only by making this automation. Now, why do I need to learn DevOps? How companies are actually using, how companies are getting benefited. I think most of the points I gave you in this place itself. But again, we need to know something. Why companies are actually opting for DevOps technologies, opting for DevOps. First thing, I already said faster. By practicing DevOps, I can automate things. And by automating very frequently, I can do updates. I can deploy updates. And by doing these updates, I can make a continuous delivery. Through this way, on top of my competitors, I'll be able to sustain the top rank. So first reason why companies are jumping for DevOps means faster. It makes my process faster by automating everything. Next important point, collaboration. This is very, very, very important. Why collaboration is important means as I already told you, it's not about you and your team. It's about the project. It's about everyone. And by bringing DevOps inside the picture, by default, you already learned about some GitHub. By default, you already learned about containerization, orchestration, how you can make securities, and how you can monitor things. Now, one or the other way, you'll be able to communicate with these communities. Communities are going to be helping in a lot better way. It's not like I'm going to share my ideas. Don't think in that way. How companies are going to talk about projects. No, I'm not going to talk about my project. But what I'll tell, if I'm facing an error message, some kind of error is happening. I'm trying to fix within my project members or within my team. I'm just finding it hard. What I'm going to do, I'm going to publish this error message, which means I'm going to post this error message. For example, I'm trying to use this Java code. Okay, and I'm trying to use some kind of middleware and in between this code. At this point, there is an error message. Now, community members from outside, they are going to check this error message and they are going to share their ideologies. Have you tried this way? So they are going to come up with a lot of ideas. This is how we can collaborate with in and out. Communications is very, very important and that made possible only because of DevOps. Next important thing, stability. This actually increase my stability and reliability. So how this is going to increase my stability and reliability means obviously I can do continuous testing. Continuously I'm going to integrate. So how I'm going to continuously test and integrate means when I talked about waterfall and agile, I made like in waterfall methodology, you are going to design and you are going to write the entire code. Then you're going to test it, finally deploy. This is waterfall. And we saw the drawbacks. Agile, yes, it made me to split my projects into multiple. That actually faster my mechanism, helps me to improve my code in a way better. But in this place also, we got some drawback because when you're trying to do the final integration part with your entire application, there are chances of error. It's not like I'm telling you there are minimum chances. There are more chances of getting errors when it comes to that final deployment. But on the other hand, I got my DevOps. In DevOps, what we'll do, no? We'll just take this design. You can write your code, test your code, simultaneously deploy. Deploy is not last process anymore. Code, test, deploy, code, test, deploy. So it's like continuously I can do writing code, testing, and deploying things. And this is how actually we are increasing our stability as well as reliability. And next important thing when it comes to our DevOps is going to be our scalability. How scalability comes into picture. We need to know about what is scaling first of all. See, earlier days, people, they don't have enough internet connections, so accessing applications seems to be a bit lesser. But now, in current situation, people, they are not even educated. They know how to access iPhones. They know how to access devices. They know how to connect with applications. It's like just like our food shelter. Internet is very, very important in recent times. So for every applications, we are having a lot of customers. So when it comes to the scalability, I'm trying to begin my process. I'm trying to bring my application. In beginning itself, I cannot deploy this application for millions of customers. Please understand this. Okay, I can have my scope as I'm going to get millions of customers. But in the beginning itself, I'm not ready to invest for millions of customers. What I'll do, I'm going to invest certain amount of customers. Now, obviously, day by day, my customers range. If my applications are good, this is going to keep on increase. And if this is going to increase, obviously, I need to increase my machine sizes, my capacities, my performance. So by using a DevOps and by using infrastructure as a code, we have tools in order to do that called Terraform. We call them as IAC. By using that tools and all, you can automate this deployments and you can scale up this very quickly and efficiently. Because scaling up in real time and all, it's not easy job. Please understand that it's not at all easy job. Earlier, I had my machines only for 1 million customers. Currently, I'm having 10 million customers. Now I need to increase the size, increase the value. And if I'm going to do this manually, no, I'm going to down my applications for certain duration. Now think in customer's point of view. Okay, we don't have enough patience. Even I am a customer for a lot of applications. Okay, we lost our patience. We don't have that patience. Even if it is going to load for some few seconds also, we are going to come continuously keep on refreshing that, or maybe I'll go to some other application. Okay, literally, as a customer, I'm talking here. I'm trying to open my Facebook. Okay, Facebook seems to be a bit loading for a longer than usual. Now, what I'll do, hey, this Facebook is irritating here. Let me open Instagram. So now who got lost? It's not as a customer I got lost. No, one or the other way I got entertained by another application. So if you are going to down your machines or your performance for some time, customers are not happy. So even the downtime also, we need to take consideration by using tools in order to do the scaling and all. This helps us in order to reduce our downtime. And that's why scalability is very, very important. DevOps helps us with this. After DevOps, we are able to get very frequent feedbacks from customers. And obviously, this feedback leads to improvements of our application. So we'll be able to use, we do have tools in order to collect feedbacks. Okay, I'm not going to manually email customers. Are you happy with my application? If you're not happy, please write it down. I'm not going to do that. No customers, they are going to open my email and they are going to read my email and other things. No. What I'll do, if something went wrong, see, currently we are having it for Facebook, even for Google and all. Suddenly your application is going to get crashed. Now there will be a report. I think most of you have noticed that. On the background, it will tell you a report has been sent, which means it's a feedback. So now team is going to check why application got crashed there, what went wrong. So this made possible when DevOps come inside our picture. Next thing, cost efficiency. How DevOps helps us in order to reduce cost, or how it is going to help when it comes to money means most of our tools I told, most of the tools like Docker, Jenkins, blah, blah, blah. Most of the tools are open source tools. Until or unless you are looking for some kind of advanced feature, you can pay them and you can use it. Most of the tools are open source, which means you're free to use it. Install, make the configuration, setup, make use of it, job done. So as a client, I am also very, very happy. So if you want me to pay for each and every tool, I'll be literally upset. Hey, how many times you want me to pay here? And here we got DevOps open source tools. Take it, use it for your organization. So there you can see a lot of advantages which I listed when it comes to companies, why they are adopting to DevOps. Once again, I listed the first thing we saw, this fasten my process by automating things. We'll be able to continuously collaborate within team, and there is going to be a very frequent communications in and out of the companies along with the communities. By doing this kind of communication, will be one or the other way easily fix the error message. And DevOps help me in order to increase my stability and reliability by doing continuous testing and integration. Here I showed you how that is working. Code, test, deploy, code, test, deploy, back to back, you can do it. So whenever there is an error message, say here, there is a feature, voice call. Here there is the second feature, video call. So when the second feature is going to get deployed, this both are going to get combined together. It's not like you need to run another formula or another command. No, the first one done, Second one, when it is trying to proceed, automatically this is going to get combined. So if there is an error happened over this place, then and there you can fix it. You don't want to wait for end of the process and then redo all the steps. Then and there. Next, scalability. As I told you, there are millions or millions of customers, including me. We all got addicted with the devices and internet. We need one or the other application to entertain us. So obviously, we need to concentrate on scalability. By doing downtime for my application, I'm going to upset my customer and I don't want to take that risk. So we do have tools in order to take care of the scalability. And again, companies are making use of it. Next point, you'll be able to get your feedbacks very frequently from customers when there is something went wrong. And by taking that feedbacks, you'll be able to improve your application so customers are happy. Cost efficiency, as a client, I'll be very, very happy. How? Because most of the tools are open source tools. Reduced my money investment. So here you can see list of reasons why companies are adopting for DevOps methodologies. Now, when it comes to tools, we need to know about certain tools also, certain important process I'm going to talk here. And in this list of tools, yes, I can tell you most of the tools we are going to cover within our session syllabus as well. Along with this, we have some additional tools. And I'm just listing here only with the top tools. So when it comes to DevOps, we'll talk about CI/CD, continuous integration. Integration, like I'm trying to connect with multiple teams, multiple environments, multiple setups. So I need to continuously integrate and continuous deployment or delivery. Okay, I'll tell the difference later between continuous what because people used to ask me what's the difference between continuous deployment and continuous delivery. I'll tell that a bit later. CI/CD is a main job. For doing this process, you have top tools like Jenkins. Jenkins is very highly used tool even today. And as I already told you, this is open source. So paying is not my problem. And now by using this open source, you can build, you can test, and you can deploy your software. And why companies are actually using Jenkins a lot means because this Jenkins makes connections with the multiple other tools. So the integration process also easy. Connecting with other tools. Jenkins is one tool. If you want to connect to Jenkins with Ansible, if you want to connect Jenkins with a Docker, even that integrations are easy because they are using their internal plugins. Okay, they already have some plugins to make this possible. And second tool for CI/CD, currently, yes, again, this tool also companies started to use a lot. GitLab CI/CD. And this GitLab CI/CD, it's easy for you to create your pipelines and creating your container registry. If these terminologies are new to you, don't take this inside your head. We are going to cover when it comes to our real-time sessions. I'm telling the difference here. Top two tools for CI/CD I listed. Next, configuration management. For configuration management, I already said one important tool, that's Ansible. When it comes to Ansible, you have a lot of advantages, helps with your configuration management. So by taking your Ansible, you can do one task on multiple machines at the same time. Don't waste your time by going inside each and every machines. Take one machine, make that as master, do your job on master, on all the other machines that's going to get implemented. But along with this tool, you have Chef and you got Puppet. We do have other tools. Okay, I'm just listing only the top tools here. And next you got IAC. These are all headings. IAC, infrastructure as a code. So infrastructure as a code means what I'm going to do, I need to create my entire server machines and database and all now. Instead of creating by clicking on buttons and by directly going inside their dashboard, I'm going to write code. If you're feeling hard time with code means don't worry, this code are very simple. If people used to ask me how many code, how many languages we need to learn, because there is a lot of languages. You have programming languages, you have scripting languages, you have a lot of languages. How many things I need to learn? So I'm not talking about that languages here. Okay, they have their very simple language. For example, here the top tool is Terraform. When comes to your Terraform, they are using some language called HCL, HashiCorp Configuration Language. Normal English. Okay, there is no any kind of hard things. And they do have every samples inside their official page itself. Just copy, edit according to your requirement. For example, there is a code here in their page itself, their official Terraform page itself. There is a code. You can take that code, and if you feel like you want to do the size of the machine, in code it is showing as 2 GB RAM. Now you want to change it to, in company they are looking for 32 GB RAM, means change this line. So we are going to customize the sample code which was already written by Terraform. You're not going to write, take it, edit it, use it. So there we have IAC, Terraform, top tool. And when it comes to AWS, you got Cloud Formation, something, and Azure, you have Resource Manager, ARM. Next important thing, you got containerization and orchestration. This is all very advanced topic. Just this is the heading. Do remember, when it comes to this container, you have the top tool like Docker, and for orchestration, we have Kubernetes. So these are all top tools. I'm not telling that these are all the only tools. No, you have many tools. And obviously, I'm not telling your company is going to use only these tools. No, companies, they are going to use different tools according to the requirement. But I'm listing here only the top tools used used by most of the companies. Next important thing which we'll do is monitoring and logging. When it comes to monitoring and logging, you got Prometheus and you have Grafana, you have New Relic, you have ELK Stack, Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana. Okay, you have a lot of tools there. I have listed here only the few things. So in this place, yes, other than this, DevOps have a lot of other things. I have listed only the top things which we are going to do when it comes to our real-time nature. There is a lot more when it comes to DevOps. So for CI/CD, I listed two top tools. For configuration management, I showed here with three tools. For IAC, Terraform, again, you can add a CloudFormation, ARM. Containerization and orchestration, we have Docker and Kubernetes, monitoring and logging. These are all the important tasks we'll do in our real time. And we are going to cover all this when it comes to our syllabus as well. You are going to cover all these items. Now we need to know, okay, I'm just paying for something. How's market today? Because you may be from different backgrounds. Okay, it's not like even you may be from non-IT also. And if you're asking me that question, I'm from non-IT. Will it be really helpful for me in order to switch my career from that to this? Will I be able to learn things? If you're passionate about certain things, you'll be able to learn. So the current status of market, DevOps market, you can see it's actually growing because of adoptions. So how this is increasing means because we know very clearly companies are trying to switch from on-premises to cloud. Okay, people, you may have heard of cloud. Okay, it's like a virtual machines. No more physical machines, virtual machines. You can rent and you can use according to your requirement. So as these migrations are very frequently happening, and yes, all the other new startups also, they are starting from cloud itself. People who had their applications on physical machines, they are trying to switch or they are trying to jump to cloud right now. So this is one main reason it's increasing our DevOps market. By using DevOps, we have heard of DevSecOps as well. You can include your security. And by using DevOps, I already talked about integrating things. So connecting between one thing and another thing, it is going to be easy compared to other mechanisms or other models. And recent days, remote work seems to be highly increasing, that too even after Corona. Okay, there is a lot of remote work. Even people, they are actually trying to ask for remote work itself. So when it comes to remote work and DevOps practices and all, this is very, very helpful because it's all like an open source software you are going to install with certain packages, and it's easy for us to adopt with your local machines. If it is going to be a physical server and physical network means you need to go to company all the time. Currently, it's not going to be physical server. And even though if they are having physical server, they are bringing here outside the network. That means VPN I'm talking. So after DevOps, yes, remote work and all, it got keep on increasing and that helps us. So now we are going to check how that's going to benefit me. I'm ready to learn all these things. How it is going to benefit me. I have listed a lot of things here, but again, let's see how it is going to benefit you means. First thing, there is a lot of demand. Please don't believe me. Okay. Go to Google. Okay. You have Glassdoor, you have LinkedIn, you have other websites. Just open there for DevOps market, DevOps packages, and how is the opening, how is the current market. Then you can come to an conclusion how things are working. So there is a heavy demand or high demand for DevOps professional. I already answered this question. Why there is a heavy demand? Because you're not doing one single job here. Earlier, if there is only monitoring team means they are going to do only monitoring job. If there is only log collecting team means they are going to do only logging job. CI team only CI job. But now as a DevOps engineer, I'm going to touch my hand on every items. So obviously the demand for you is comparatively increased. And next, diverse career opportunity. As I already told you, you touched everything. It's not, don't search for only DevOps engineer. Okay. Just search for automation architect. Even that comes under DevOps. Release managers, cloud engineers, all this comes under DevOps. And obviously the roles are going to be differentiated. It's not like you're going to be in DevOps role. We have different roles. And there we need to know something very clearly. Salaries are very competitive. I'm not promising like once you are going to complete this syllabus, you are going to go on with the lakhs packages, like you're going to get the 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. We need to learn and we need to experience things. How means we need to create our own projects. Or we have a lot of open source projects. Take that project, try to do some customizations according to your requirement, try to develop one application and show your skill. Then we have continuous learning and innovation. When it comes to IT, I'm not telling this only for DevOps. Okay. When it comes to IT itself, we need to keep on learn things. It's not like once I completed this, my job done. No, because technologies are keep on getting increased. And as I already showed you in periodic table itself, earlier actually we had only 75 tools, but currently you can see 100 plus tools. So if I'm going to learn only that specific tool, if I'm thinking like, okay, I can sustain in the market only by knowing this tools means, no, that's not enough. We need to keep on learn things, and we need to look for what is the in demand skill that is required when it comes to our real time. So how we can come to that conclusion? Search for different JDs, check with your friends, come to know what are all the tools they are implementing on their projects. Try to learn that. And by learning your DevOps, you can increase your opportunities in leadership as well as through entrepreneur. You want to create your own project, your application, open in the market, and you want to deploy in the market, means go ahead and do it. Because here we got cloud. By doing cloud, you don't want to purchase any server, do some testing, and use these tools, openly share it to public. Check how the applications are working. So that actually increase your opportunities. And now you can see I can give you a live pro. Before 2015 and all the startup company ratios, startups, small scale finances, small scale and mid scale and all, it's comparatively low. But currently they are trending in 68%. So how the startups they got increased means because of cloud and by this advanced tools. Now my investment it got literally reduced. I have ideas, but I don't have money to invest means. Now I'm not going to invest so much. I got a lot of open source items here. I'm going to take that open source. I'm implementing my ideas. If it is successful, okay. If it is failure also, I learned the new things. I can share that failure. I can share that with the other community members where we can come together. So all this actually increasing your, and this actually helps us on your career growth. This is increasing the chances when it comes to your career. And finally, I can show you the market standard, which is expected. Let me share that screen just a moment. There you can see the market standard. I showed for India on left hand side, and right hand side you can see for US. So there you can see, well, if you have questions, like as a fresher, will I be able to come inside the market? But they are looking for only experienced candidates. They are looking for this to this many experience. So if it's experience means you need to showcase them with your projects. It's your own projects. You can create your project if you have learned about these tools. So from entry level to senior level, you can see the top companies who are hiring. TCS, they got 12 lakh. Amazon, they got 10 lakh. This is all fresher package we are talking. And this is the senior DevOps engineer packages. When it comes to US, there you can see the yearly charges USD. And currently it's trending on 105K dollars per year. And this is on India, German, France, Canada. And you can see, you can compare this because we all have internet. It's not like I'm showing you some fake reports. Compare, take it out, check how the market is trending, and you'll come to a conclusion that why do I need to learn DevOps? Even for your personal thing, not for companies. You want to bring up with your application, you need to know about these tools. End of the day, that's done. So the one thing which we need to remember, DevOps, you can automate, but it's not only about automate. And you can do every process continuously. You can fasten, you can increase the scalability, you can reduce the downtime, So if we want to implement all these things, then we need to learn DevOps. So there we comes to conclusion of our webinar. I just showed you with a lot of things why we need to learn DevOps and how it is going to be advantageous when it comes to our company as well as when it comes to our personal basis. There we just checked what differences of SDLC model, how that's working and how DevOps were used, how Agile was working, what waterfall methodology was working. So thank you so much. We are done with our DevOps webinar here. Rishika, you can take over if you want to tell something.
Yeah, thank you, Akshay, for the wonderful session. It was such a lovely and wonderful session and very informative for the participants.
Thank you.
So we have already, shared the YouTube channel and LinkedIn channel links. We keep on conducting such webinars. I think because of this cricket happening today, less people have joined in the webinar. So we keep on conducting the webinars every month. We keep on posting the things regarding the webinars on our LinkedIn channel. Please subscribe to that YouTube channel. You'll get the recording uploaded within 48 hours. So you can access the recording of this session from there and our previous webinars, which have already happened from there and our YouTube channel. So thank you guys for joining the session. If you have any queries, you can drop us the queries over the mail. That's it. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.